Hello everyone, this is Maurice and welcome again to my home. Today we are going to be making a very extravagant, over-the-top, gold French pedestaled candy dish. And we're going to be doing it very cheaply because we're going to be using lamp parts that we already have from different lamps that we've collected over the years. And our candy dish is going to be the shade that we took off of this lamp when we turned it into a chandelier lamp. So I hope you'll stick around with me and watch this and see if you can learn how you can make your own fantastic candy dish yourself, and we'll get right to it. Now I'm quickly going to run through with you the parts and hardware that we actually need if you're putting together a pedestal candy dish. Now the first one we're going to look over is this is a lamp pipe. It is a 1/8 IPS threads at each end of this lamp pipe. And depending on how tall you want the pedestal on your candy dish, you're going to want to measure it to see how tall you want it to be. Now these come from either 2 inches and they can go up to 60 inches. And within the range that we're looking for this project, you're probably only going to pay anywhere from $1.50 to $2 for this particular item. Now the next thing that we're going to need, and we're going to need 2 of these, are nuts. They're 1/8 IPS threaded nuts, and you're going to need 2 of these because one is going to go on the interior of your candy dish and one is going to go on the bottom of your candy dish underneath the base. This is going to actually tighten this all down, the whole thing down, so that it won't move. No lamp bodies or anything are moving around. Everything's going to stay secure. You need to secure it with 2 of these. Now if you want, you can also buy, this is also a 1/8 IPS nut, but it's a round nut. It's more decorative. This would be something you might want to use on the interior of your candy dish to make it look more finished. And for aesthetic reasons, I would go ahead and look at these and see if you can find one that you like. They have all different styles. They're thin like this. You can have them decorated around the outside, a bit thicker, however you want. It's more for aesthetics, but it serves the same purpose. You'd only need one of this style for the interior of your candy dish. This is only about 22 cents and it's about the same price as a regular nut, so it's very cheap. You can go ahead and just buy 2 of these. This is all you're going to need. Now the last thing I want to show you, this is called a check ring, and on a check ring you're going to see that the bottom of it has a ridge. And the reason that ridge is there is because a check ring is meant to be used as a buffer, a cushion. And so you're going to need 2 of these because one of them is going to sit on top of your Bobachet, just underneath your candy dish, whether it be glass or whether it be porcelain. It's going to sit on top of this. And then you're going to have another one of these that goes inside your candy dish underneath that nut. And what it does is it provides a cushion so that when you are tightening that down and you're securing it in place with your nuts, it is not going to crack or break your dish in any way. That provides a buffer, and it looks very finished on the inside of your candy dish. But that's all you're going to need. This is also about 20 cents, and you can get them from a 1 inch across to up to 3 and 5 inches across, depending on what you want and how you want it to look inside your candy dish. But it is necessary as a buffer. So get 2 of these. These are also, all of these parts are from grandbrass.com. I will leave the links in the description below to all of these items, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start putting together that candy dish. Now this is a collection of lamp parts that I have stripped off of lamps that I have owned over the years, purchased over the years, or maybe I just even purchased them because I didn't like the lamp particularly, but I really liked the parts that were on the lamp, and I knew that eventually if I saved them that I would use them for something. Now most of these parts are in style that I like. They are all bronze and gilt, and that's just the style that I like. But you could have all sorts of different parts. You can have wooden lamp parts, you can have ceramic lamp parts. There's all different kinds that you can get. And what's nice about having all these lamp parts is it's going to make this project that we're doing today For me, not just cheap, but free. And most of these can actually be done with very cheap parts. If you can find, lamps are always available at yard sales, at garage sales, at thrift stores, and you can get them fairly cheaply. And the reason we need these lamp parts is because we're going to make a pedestal to set our candy dish on. It's going to be a really fancy pedestal, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. But I just wanted to show you, for example, this is your lamp base, one of your lamp bases. This is a 5-inch marble piece. It's a marble disc. It sits usually on top of your lamp base, and you have your lamp pipe. You always have a lamp pipe that's, depending on the size or how tall you're going to make this. This is an 11-inch lamp pipe. It has the 1/8 IPS threads at each end. Now when you're building a lamp, you'd have your base, you'd have your lamp pipe, and then you would just start building it by putting lamp bodies over the pipe. And maybe I want a crystal on top. But you get the idea. That's basically how you build the lamp, and it's the same principle for building the pedestal for this candy dish. So, just wanted to show you that, because I wanted to show you that every lamp part has a hole in it. It fits over a pipe, and you can make it any way you want. Depending on how tall it is, you can put as many pieces on it you want, the kind of lamp body that you want. You can actually make a wood lamp body. You could stain it the color that you want. You can paint it. You can stencil it. You can just make it any way you want. Be creative. Make it your style. Just make it your own. But I'm going to get these all out of the way, the things that we're not going to be using. And I'm going to show you the parts that we are going to be using to create this candy dish. And there's a lot of parts. Out of the way. There we go. Now I am going to be using as a base this one. It's a pretty heavy-duty bronze base. It's really nicely decorated, but it's heavy. It's really been too big for me to use it for anything else. This came off of a lamp that I got many years ago, and I've kept it because, well, I figured one day I'd find a use for it, and I guess that's going to be today. But I like it. It's heavy duty, and this is the base we're going to be using. Now, the next thing we're going to use is a 5-inch marble disc, which is going to add more weight to it because it is a lead crystal candy dish is sitting on top, so it's pretty heavy, and we want to offset that. We want to make sure that it's sturdy enough on the bottom to support the weight on the top, so we're going to use this as well. Now I've got here a crown that I took off of a chandelier. This is a pretty fancy crown. It's going to look really nice on our candy dish, but really, frankly, it looked pretty horrible on the chandelier. And when I got the chandelier, it was pretty damaged. I got it very cheap, and I stripped the parts off of it, and I kept this crown because I figured one day I'd actually have a use for it. And I think we're going to use this on our candy dish because it's going to make it really nice. And the next thing, this is a lamp body that we've chose. This is going to be our pedestal portion that's going to hold up that candy dish. Now this is another bronze piece. It's gilt. It's pretty over-the-top French, but that's why we love it, and that's why I'm going to use it. The next piece we have is our bobochet right under the candy dish, and we're going to hang some chandelier crystals from these holes. And of course, we have our lamp pipe. This lamp pipe is 11 inches long, and this is going to go through all of it. It's going to go through the base, the marble piece, the body, and it's going to attach to the bottom of our candy dish. And last but not least, we have, this is going to be our candy dish. This is a lead crystal shade that we took off of that lamp when we turned it into a chandelier lamp. Now this is an interesting shade. I did not like it on the lamp particularly, but I like it because it was designed so that you can take the top off. And you take the top off so that you can actually change the light bulb very easily when this was a lamp. But as we're using it for a candy dish, the fact that it separates like this is perfect. And it's going to be a large candy dish. This is a very heavy thing. Now, you see it's got the hole in the bottom drilled where the lamp pipe is going to go, and we're going to attach it to the top. And this is great. This is going to be perfect. This is something we didn't have to go out and buy. We got it from our existing lamp. So this makes this very easy, very cost effective, very cheap, pretty cheap, to make this candy dish. Now, if you are interested, I will show you how to drill holes like this in crystal or in glass or in any kind of porcelain, mirrors even, that sort of thing. If you're interested and would like to know how to do that, please let me know in the comments below, and I will make a video where I show you how to cut holes into glass like this without cracking it or damaging it. It can be done, you can do it, and if you would like to know, I will show you how. But for right now, we are going to just go ahead and put this whole thing together. We have all of our parts together, and we are going to very quickly put this candy dish together. Now, the first thing I wanted to do is I noticed that in this base there is actually a hole where a cord goes through it when it was a lamp. There it is there. And I want that to be at the back. So I'm going to flip this over. This is the back, and this is going to be the front. This portion right here. So the first thing I want to do is I have my nut and a check piece here. It's on the lamp pipe already, so that I can put this in the bottom. Base. Let's take a look, make sure we're still lined up. There's our hole. Yep, that's right. And the next thing that's going to go on is our crown. And we're going to align that because there's a crystal piece in the front of this crown that I actually want to be facing the front. Alright, the next piece is our marble disc. This is going to set right in the middle of that crown. It looks good. I think it looks better at the bottom than it would at the top. Now, our lamp body. And as these little guys, these little cherubs here, they have parts that stick out. We're going to be able to align this so that it's not touching anything. So, I don't know, what do we want to do? This way, I think like this. This is about right. Or maybe, nope. I think his little leg needs to be behind this part of the crown. There we go. So I want them to be facing side to side. So let's see, is that about right? I think that's about right. That's side to side there. This part is in the front. Their legs are just touching. Okay. Or maybe, hold on. Oh, I'm not sure what I want. Let me try it this way. This way is better. This way actually is lined up a little bit better, I think. So that's what we're going to do here. And now the only issue I have is I'm going to have to try to hold this up so that I can get this dish on. And I don't know if that's going to be possible or not, but we will try. So, I'm going to try using a pair of pliers and putting this on. There we go. So that I can, there we go. Oh, no, we've forgotten something. We have definitely forgotten something. We're going to put our Bobochet on. I'm going to hold this up. There we go. Our Bobochet. Then we're going to put on our candy dish and see if I can do that holding this. Otherwise it's going to slip right back down and I'm not going to be able to get it on. There we go. So I can put this on. Before I let go of this, I'm going to start this because I've got another check ring here and I've got the nut. So if I can start that nut, I'll be in good shape. And if I can't, well, I'll just have to lift this up. Nope, I guess I'm going to have to lift it up. This is the only problem, is holding this up so that we can do it. So I'm going to put it to the edge here of the table so that I can and let's see. These two pieces I need, and hold that up, put it on there. This is the one I'm using. I'll put it here, and then the nut. Screw that down into place. And I do believe I'm going to have to flip this over because it's not quite tight. So I have here this big cup. And this big cup is going to act as support this and hold that lamp pipe up while I tighten the bottom. Go. That's tighter. That's good. That's tightening. That's tightening. Now I'm going to have to tighten the top again, so we'll lift this off again. And before we actually tighten it to where we really want it, we want to make sure all these parts are where they're supposed to be and facing the way we want them to face. And they're centered, which they're not. So this is the back, this is the front. We're going to turn this crown until that's centered in the front. That's here. That looks centered to me. And then we're going to tighten this. Get a pair of pliers. Tighten that up. Just as tight as we can get it. There we go. That's good and tight. That's not going anywhere. Everything's on there secure where it's supposed to be. Everything's centered. We are finished. Now all we have to do, put our ring on the top. Top on. Voila. We have finished our candy dish. We finished our candy dish. I hope you found this video enjoyable. I hope you found that what we did was actually very inexpensive and very easy to do. And I encourage you to run out to rummage sales, thrift stores, that sort of thing, and look for yourself some decent lamps that you really like, whether they have bronze lamp bodies on them, or they have crystal, porcelain, wood, whatever they are. Find yourself some lamp parts that are really cheap that you can use to make projects like this. Anything that needs a pedestal, like this candy dish, you can do cake plates, you can even do candle holders, whatever you want to do. So, and you can do it very cheaply, very easily. I hope I've dispelled the myth that very possibly it's difficult to deal with lamps and to take them apart and see how to make it work and how to build it up and make the kind of pedestal that you want. It's easy. You can do it. Please explore for yourself. Try things on your own and try to make something that you love. Now, we had 3 hardware parts that we used in this video to make this candy dish, and I'm going to leave the links to those parts below in the description for you. Now, on our next video, we are going to be taking a great departure from what we normally do, and we are going to be making clear vinyl and zippered chair cushion covers. And I hope you'll come back and you'll watch that show so that I can show you how very easy it actually is and how cheap it can be to actually make them. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and everyone, stay fabulous.